Hey YouTube, today something related to fitness but also to everyday life. A hack that you should be performing every day, every single instant with every breath you take. And that is to inhale through your nose and exhale either through your nose or mouth, or the two at the same time if you manage. The reason why is threefold. Number one, when you inhale through your nose, the hair, if you're a dude, that you have in your nose and the mucus that accumulates there is going to form a barrier for viruses and germs. This is the reason why you have technically a lesser chance of getting sick if you breathe through your nose. You're going to find also that having that habit of breathing through your nose is going to build good um, structural integrity for your mouth, and that's especially important when you're growing up. You're going to find that when you breathe through your nose, the position of your tongue in your mouth should be up behind the teeth. When you breathe through your mouth, you cannot breathe if your tongue is stuck against the roof of the mouth. It needs to be laying low, and that is not a good position for the tongue. Now that I said that, most likely you're now thinking very intently about the position of your tongue. But if you are a nose breather and not a mouth breather, it should always be up on against the roof of the mouth, just behind the teeth, and that is going to also structure your mouth and your jawline as you grow up. If you want to look at videos where young kids grow up and for some reason their sinuses are completely stuck and they breathe through their mouth, the shape that their face takes is completely different. It has an impact on bone structure. So that's number one. Number two, when you breathe through your nose, you are going to gain the ability to maintain the jaw very tight. It's self-explanatory. When you breathe through your mouth, the mouth has to open for you to take a breath, to take some oxygen in. When you lift, and many people are not aware of that, you are naturally clenching your jaw, meaning that your teeth are in contact. Most of the time, you're not opening your mouth. There are certain lifts that are sort of an exception. For example, you will notice that Olympic lifters tend to open their mouths, but they do so because the Olympic lift don't have a negative phase. For everything else, deadlift, squat, bench, the type of lifts that most people are going to do, you are going to want to keep that jaw tight. Because if you open the mouth, this is a strength vacuum. It's going to make you weaker. If you don't believe me, try it. Go do a 1 rep max deadlift that you're usually supposed to pick up very easily and do it with your jaw completely slack. And tell me what happens. What happens for the most part is it's going to either be impossible or it's going to be much harder than it should be. If you breathe through your nose, you're going to be able to keep those teeth clenched. That's also the reason why strength athletes, strongman for example, use either mouth guards or sometimes templates so that they can bite into it. They can keep the jaw tight without destroying their teeth. That's number two. Number three is the most important. It's the one that is going to carry over through everyday life even more than the tip number one. You're going to be able to control the amount of oxygen that you take in. And you might think to yourself, why is that important? It's important because something that people don't realize with your cardiovascular endurance is that it is not just dependent on the ability of the heart and the lungs to keep going and keep pumping blood without getting tired. It also depends on the amount of work that you put them through to perform the activity. When you breathe through your nose, you have the ability to, one, breathe very fast if you need to, and also it's much more precise when it comes to the amount of oxygen that you inhale. With your mouth, it's much easier to take in a vast amount of oxygen, but sometimes the amount of oxygen you take in is going to be too much, meaning that you are giving too much resources to a machine, your heart and lungs, that it doesn't need to perform. But it's still going to take it, it still has to actually, in a sense, grind it through, and it's still going to produce the energy that it needs to make sure that it gets into your system. But that's wasted because it's not being used. When you breathe through your nose, you're going to find that your ability to control your stamina is much higher. This is why if you've played a sport and your coach caught you breathing through your mouth, especially in winter when they can see the fumes, you get scolded, you get 15 push-ups. Why? You're wasting energy. If you make the transition between breathing through your mouth and inhaling through your nose and exhaling through the mouth, you are going to find that your stamina increases like this. It's not that suddenly your lungs and heart are stronger, it's that you have become more efficient at sending oxygen to them so that they can send it to the blood. And that's something you should practice. So that's my 3 tips, and you should be practicing them in everyday life so that they translate into the gym every day without fault. And I'm going to leave you with one last tip for people like me who live in very cold climates in winter that can potentially save your life if you're stranded outside. When you are breathing through your mouth, you're letting out a lot of moisture and body heat. When you're breathing in and exhaling through the nose, you're retaining most of it because of the same logic that I spoke about in tip number 1. It's also the reason why your nose runs when it's cold outside. Did you ever wonder why? It's because when your nose is running, when you breathe in, the air goes through it, and the air that enters your lungs is much warmer. That's also the reason why when you exhale, there's oxygen, you see the oxygen condensation, because the air that is exiting your body is much warmer. That is something that you don't really care about because it's exiting you, but the one that is coming in, it's much better if you go through your nose. It's putting less stress on the system because the air that comes in goes through that barrier and it's a little bit warmer. So I'm going to leave you on that. Let me know in the comments if that type of video about the human body that is not super related to bodybuilding interests you. If it does, I will make more. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.